It's a great holiday, not necessarily a proper holiday, but it is kind of a Christian holiday, which is ironic given the amount of slutty outfits. I mean, last year alone, while I was walking through downtown Vancouver, I saw someone dressed up as a slutty slut. So, what are you going to do? Halloween, right? Welcome, Gaskin Nation. This is the Gaskast episode Sweet 16. I'm your host, Chris Gaskin, as always. And tonight, the night that I'm recording this, it is All Hallows Eve. It is Halloween. Now, you will be watching or listening to this at the very earliest on November 2nd. That's just the way publishing these works. Deal with it. It's a Monday. Recording this on the Saturday. Ha 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 ha. I get to hear it first. So I know it's going to be mediocre at best. But I'm kidding. This episode is going to be great because I will be talking about Halloween. But before we get into it, do me a favor. Click right there at the CG and subscribe. Or click below at subscribe. Comment at the end of this episode. Do me a solid. Do me that much. Alright? Because if you don't do me, no one will. Here we go. Today, as I mentioned, I am talking about Halloween, All Hallows Eve. It was made famous by the Gaelish and the Welsh and sluts. So it's a great holiday, not necessarily a proper holiday, but it is kind of a Christian holiday, which is ironic given the amount of slutty outfits. I mean, last year alone, while I was walking through downtown Vancouver, I saw someone dressed up as a slutty slut. So, what are you going to do? Halloween, right? That's actually, I saw like a bunch of ridiculous ones. I swear to God, I saw someone dressed up as like hipster Hitler. Okay? I thought for a second maybe it's Charlie Chaplin, but no. He was wearing lederhosen and he had a glass of juice. So, and it said Jews on it, not juice, like Jews. You know, offensive, I guess, to us Jewish people. I'm not really Jewish by the stretch of what Jewish people would call Jewish, but, you know, I'm by blood a quarter. Not really, but, I mean, I am by blood, but, alright. Beside the fact, alright? It's weird with all the slutty costumes and weird seeing costumes. I don't necessarily like those, hey, I'm trying to be clever costumes, like hipster Hitler, you know, like ISIS, or maybe that's just someone wearing a burqa. I don't know. Was that insensitive? Probably. But was it a joke? Of course, I was just joking. So, let's move on. My costumes have never really been good. I had 1 year where I had a solid costume. I was in grade 11, and I was dressed as Toad from the Mario series, and it was fantastic. I wish I had photos of it, or else, you know, I'd totally putting a photo in this episode, but I don't. You'll have to take my word for it. As someone who's short, it worked flawlessly, and the rest of my friends were like, hey, we're all gonna dress up as Super Mario Brothers characters, and guess what? I was the only fucking one who did. The only one. Turncoat bastards. Derek, Aaron, you sons of bitches, you hear me. No one. I was the only one. And then, you know, everyone, fucking kids in my high school, oh, magic mushroom, right? I'm like, God, you're dumb. This is why you're barely going to graduate and make anything of yourself. I mean, granted, I'm a stand-up comedian, but, you know, it's a life where I get a few seconds in the limelight, and then it's just grinding. And then people find out that I'm a stand-up comic, like, after the fact. I didn't know. It's weird. Known you, like, 15 years. No, you didn't. You don't know me 15 years. So you can tell I'm a little fired up. Listen, my dryer's kind of on the fritz, so my clothes are hanging to dry, which means they'll be ready sometime in 2016, I guess. Anyways, so that was the best costume that I ever had, was dressing up as Toad. I dressed up as a robber for like 3 years straight as Spider-Man, and then the next year Spider-Man, and then the next year Spider-Man. Didn't have the full face mask, just a plastic. This is how like broke we were. I just had the plastic thing, but the suit was like silk, so I found out that I could slide down carpeted stairs like a bat out of hell. That was probably the coolest one. And it's not, I mean, we don't have kids that come around anymore. I wish Halloween was a little bit more cool. I mean, as an adult, it's kind of like you can dress up and try to be clever, or, just try to have it good. I just don't like costume parties. I think I stopped wanting to play dress up at like the age of 8. You know what I mean? Like after that, I mean, yeah, I wanted free fucking candy, but what kid doesn't? I don't know. The fact that there are still people who like very highly enjoy Halloween as an adult, unless you're throwing your own party or you have kids. I mean, you just like playing dress up. You're still a little kid. Anyways, hopefully your Halloween was great. Mine, as I said, dryers on the fritz, recording episodes of my podcast. My Halloween, not the greatest, but it's not the worst. That's it for this episode of the Gaskast. As I mentioned, please do me a solid. Subscribe to the channel. Click right there, the CG, or click below where it says subscribe. Do that for me and watch these episodes, because you get them every Monday through Friday. That's it for me. Peace.